Dr. Samuel Hayes had always been curious about the stars. From the first time he peered through a telescope as a child, he had dreamed of visiting distant worlds, learning from other beings, and discovering things no human had ever seen. Now, aboard the starship Endeavour, he was finally getting the chance. The mission was simple on paper. A routine medical checkup at a remote research station on Lyra 9, a planet known for its advanced alien medical technology. But Samuel had a feeling that this visit would not be as simple as he expected. The shuttle descended through the thick turquoise clouds of Lyra 9. Outside the small viewport, Samuel could see strange shapes moving across the landscape, trees with glowing leaves, rivers that shimmered with colors he could not name, and strange, hovering creatures that looked like a cross between birds and jellyfish. The planet was alive in ways Earth had never been. When the shuttle touched down at the medical outpost, Samuel was the only human patient scheduled for the day. The alien staff bustled about in a calm, efficient rhythm. Their appearance was unlike anything he had imagined. Tall, slender forms with smooth, iridescent skin that changed color slightly depending on their mood. Their eyes were large and expressive, capable of seeing a broader spectrum of light than humans could perceive. Samuel felt both nervous and fascinated. A soft voice called out, in a language that somehow he could understand, thanks to his universal translator. "Welcome, human. I am Nurse Lyra. Please follow me." Samuel nodded, trying to keep his excitement in check. "Thank you," he said, his voice sounding too loud in the quiet hallways of the clinic. Lyra moved with graceful precision, her three-fingered hands floating effortlessly above the floor as if gravity were optional. She led Samuel down long corridors lined with translucent panels, each displaying colorful images of alien anatomy, healing processes, and microscopic organisms he had never seen before. Every step made Samuel more aware of the vast differences between humans and the species he was visiting. Finally, they arrived at a small examination room. The walls shimmered with soft light, and in the center was a bed-like platform that adjusted automatically to Samuel's body. Instruments hovered around the room, scanning the air and the patient simultaneously. Samuel felt like he had stepped into a dream, or perhaps into a science fiction story he had always wanted to live. "Please lie down," Lyra instructed gently. Samuel obeyed, feeling a slight nervous tremor in his hands. "Don't worry," she said, noticing his unease. "This is only a routine check. Everything will be fine." Samuel nodded, though he was not entirely reassured. He had heard stories from other humans who had visited Lyra 9. The medical technology was advanced beyond comprehension, but that sometimes meant the procedures could be different. Lyra's eyes glowed softly as she activated the scanning instruments. A series of beams, colored in shades Samuel could barely distinguish, moved across his body. The beams did not touch him directly. They hovered just above the skin, analyzing his anatomy with astonishing precision. Samuel could see the data appearing in holographic form above the bed graphs, charts, and animated diagrams showing the inner workings of his organs. "You are interesting," Lyra murmured, almost to herself. Samuel opened his eyes, alarmed. "Interesting?" he asked, raising an eyebrow. "Yes," Lyra said, turning to face him fully. "Your biology. It contains features that are rare in the galaxy. Some are common among your species, but some are unique. I have never seen them in any other human I have examined." Samuel swallowed hard. He had always considered himself ordinary. He was a doctor, yes, and a researcher, but not particularly extraordinary in any other way. Now, the alien nurse was telling him he was unique, and he did not know how to react. "Unique? In what way?" he asked cautiously. Lyra moved closer, her movements smooth and careful. "There is an anomaly," she explained. "It is located in the lower region of your anatomy. It appears to be a previously unrecorded organ or structure. It is swelling beyond normal parameters, but it shows signs of rapid adaptability. It may provide resilience that other humans do not have." Samuel's stomach tightened, The words were strange, even with the translator. Swelling, adaptability, resilience? What does that mean? Lyra's eyes softened. Do not be alarmed. The swelling is not harmful. It is a biological response to environmental stress. It is possible that your species has evolved features that allow survival in extreme conditions. I would like to study it further. Samuel nodded slowly. He had expected the medical visit to be interesting, but he had not imagined this. He could feel a sense of pride welling up inside him. A deep, human pride at being different, at being remarkable in a way that no alien could fully understand. As Lyra prepared a series of non-invasive tests, she continued to speak, explaining her process in a calm, measured tone. I will use scanning techniques first. No instruments will enter your body. I only need to observe the responses and the changes in your physiology. Afterwards, we may conduct controlled environmental tests. You may leave at any time if you feel discomfort. Samuel appreciated her transparency. I'm ready, he said, taking a deep breath. The scans began. Light passed over him, tracing patterns that made him feel warm and tingling in unusual ways. The holographic display above him grew more complex with each second. Lyra moved around, adjusting the settings, noting every change, every reaction. Samuel felt like he was participating in a living laboratory, a collaboration between human and alien understanding. As time passed, Samuel began to notice something remarkable. He could feel his body responding to the scans. Not painfully, but in a way that suggested awareness. Almost like it was conscious of the study. Lyra's sensors picked up every subtle change, the flow of fluids, the activity of cells, the subtle expansion of muscles and other tissues. You are fascinating, Lyra said softly. I have never seen a human respond in this way. Most humans show a simple adaptation, but your responses are complex, multi-layered. Your body is impressive. Samuel felt a smile spreading across his face. Humans had always prided themselves on adaptability, on ingenuity, on resilience. And now, he was seeing it firsthand, in his own biology. So, I'm special? He asked, half joking. Lyra tilted her head. Special may be one word, but I would say, your species is remarkable. And you, in particular, are an example of its potential. A sense of warmth filled Samuel's chest. He had always believed in humanity, in the capability of his species to rise above challenges, to explore, to survive. Hearing it from an alien, from someone who had seen countless forms of life across the galaxy, made the feeling even stronger. He realized that even in a small examination room on a distant planet, humans could shine. The scans continued for hours, each test revealing more information. Samuel learned about the efficiency of his cardiovascular system, the subtle redundancies in his organs, the unusual way his cells handled stress. All of it was fascinating. Lyra remained patient and meticulous, explaining every discovery in clear, simple terms. Eventually, she paused, looking thoughtful. There is more to study, she said, but for now, the initial examination is complete. I must report these findings to the medical council. They will be very interested in your anomaly. Samuel sat up slowly, feeling a mix of relief and excitement. I'm glad it's over, he said. And I'm curious to see what they think. Lyra nodded. You have nothing to fear. Humans are rare here, and your anomaly makes you even rarer. You may be the key to understanding more about your species than we have ever known. It is an honor to examine you. Samuel laughed softly. An honor? I never thought I'd be described that way by an alien nurse. Lyra's eyes glimmered with amusement. Perhaps you will be described that way in the history of the galaxy. As Samuel left the examination room, he felt a strange mixture of pride and anticipation. The day had started as a simple medical visit. Now, it felt like the first chapter in an adventure he could never have imagined. A single human, far from Earth, could teach aliens things they had never known. And in that moment, Samuel felt a profound truth. Humanity, with all its imperfections, had a power that no one could deny. He looked out over the turquoise plains of Lyra 9, and for the first time, he truly understood the phrase, humans, F. Yeah, the adventure was just beginning. Samuel Hayes had not expected to be famous on Lyra 9. But now, after the initial examination by Nurse Clyra, he was about to meet the planet's medical council. The council was composed of the most experienced alien scientists in the galaxy, experts in physiology, medicine, and the biology of thousands of species. Meeting them was intimidating, yet thrilling. Clyra escorted him through the glowing corridors of the medical complex. Each hallway seemed to pulse gently, alive with energy. The walls displayed streams of data about various patients and experimental studies, moving in patterns Samuel could barely follow. He noticed other aliens passing by, some glancing at him curiously. Humans were rare in this part of the galaxy. A human with a previously undiscovered biological anomaly was almost unheard of. "Are you ready?" Clyra asked, turning to him with a calm, reassuring expression. Samuel took a deep breath. "As ready as I'll ever be." The council chamber was larger than he had imagined. A domed hall with crystalline walls that shimmered with soft colors. The room was circular, with a raised platform in the center, where Clyra led him. Surrounding the platform were dozens of council members, each with unique forms and colors, some with multiple eyes or limbs. Samuel felt a small pang of nervousness. The eyes of the galaxy's best scientists were now upon him. Clyra addressed the council in their language, which Samuel could understand through the translator. "Honored members, I present a human patient from Earth, Dr. Samuel Hayes. His physiology shows an unusual and previously unrecorded anomaly that may reveal new insights about his species." A murmur ran through the council. Several members leaned closer, their expressions a mix of curiosity and excitement. Humans were considered adaptive, but primitive. Most aliens never paid close attention to them, except as observers or subjects of study. Yet here was a human, not only present, but exceptional. One of the council members, a tall being with translucent skin that reflected light like a prism, spoke first. "Explain this anomaly. What makes this human different from others of his species?" Clyra stepped forward, her hands moving gracefully as she projected holographic scans above the platform. The images showed Samuel's anatomy in vibrant detail, with certain areas highlighted to indicate unusual activity. The anomaly is located in the lower torso region. It exhibits swelling beyond what we have recorded in humans, but it is not harmful. In fact, it seems to contribute to resilience under physical stress. There are also signs of rapid adaptability to environmental changes. Another council member, whose many eyes blinked independently, tilted its head. "Resilience and adaptability? Are you suggesting this human has capabilities superior to baseline humans?" "Yes," Clyra confirmed. "Dr. Hayes has shown a multi-layered physiological response that allows faster recovery from stress and environmental challenges. The body adapts in ways that suggest evolutionary advantages we have not documented." Samuel swallowed nervously. It was one thing to read about alien scientists studying humans. It was another to hear them speak about his body as though it were a treasure trove of information. Yet he felt pride. Humans were not weak. They were clever, resilient, and, in ways even aliens did not understand, extraordinary. "Can the subject participate in further studies?" another council member asked. Its voice was melodic and calm, yet carried authority. Samuel nodded. "I am willing, as long as it's safe. I want to help." Clyra smiled faintly. "He has consented. Council members, all procedures will be non-invasive unless otherwise approved. His cooperation is voluntary." The council conferred quietly, a low hum filling the chamber as they shared information telepathically among themselves. After a few moments, the prism-skinned member spoke again. "This is unprecedented. Humans have been studied, but never in this depth. Never with such a remarkable example of adaptation. We must understand the potential of this species more fully." Another member, smaller and covered in fine, feather-like appendages, added, "The implications could be significant. If one human exhibits this, there may be others. Their biology could inform survival strategies, medical treatments, even new technologies. We may have underestimated Earth's contribution to galactic science." End quote. Samuel felt a thrill of pride. Humans had always been underestimated. On Earth, they faced countless challenges, from environmental disasters to social conflict. Yet they persisted, innovated, and endured. That same resilience, he realized, was what impressed the aliens. Humanity's strength was not just physical. It was in adaptability, intelligence, and courage. The council discussed the next steps. Lyra outlined a series of safe experiments designed to observe Samuel's responses under controlled conditions: changes in gravity, exposure to different atmospheric compositions, and simulated environmental stressors. Samuel listened carefully, asking questions to ensure he understood the procedures. "Your cooperation is appreciated," Lyra said. "These studies will take time, but your participation could change how humans are perceived across the galaxy." Samuel smiled. "Then let's get started. I'm ready to show what humans can do." The first test involved altering the gravity in a simulation chamber. Samuel entered the room, a large cylindrical space filled with faintly glowing panels. As the gravity shifted, he felt his body adjust automatically. Muscles and joints compensated, maintaining balance without conscious thought. Sensors recorded every response. The council members watched the data with fascination. "This is remarkable," one member whispered. "His body is not merely adapting. It anticipates changes and reacts before stress occurs." Samuel felt a surge of confidence. Humans had faced gravity shifts for centuries in space travel, but even he did not realize the extent of innate adaptability his body possessed. Lyra's careful guidance and the alien technology allowed him to observe the process safely, and every success made him more aware of the potential of human physiology. Next came atmospheric variation tests. The chamber simulated different levels of oxygen, pressure, and temperature. Samuel's body responded without discomfort, adjusting breathing, circulation, and metabolism. The anomaly Lyra had discovered contributed to these adjustments, enhancing endurance and efficiency. One council member, whose translucent skin allowed an internal view of shifting colors and textures, commented, "We have never seen such efficiency. His species may hold keys to survival in extreme environments that we have yet to explore." Samuel's chest swelled with pride. Humans were often seen as fragile or limited, yet here he was, demonstrating adaptability that impressed beings who had seen countless species in their lifetimes. He realized that the HFY moment he had always believed in, the one where humanity proved its value, was happening now, in a council chamber on an alien world. The final test involved a simulated environmental challenge. Exposure to sudden temperature extremes combined with mild physical exertion. Samuel moved through the scenario calmly, his body responding seamlessly. The anomaly contributed to energy regulation and quick recovery, making the challenge manageable and safe. The council members recorded and analyzed every detail. They conferred among themselves, speaking in low, melodic tones. Lyra translated their summary for Samuel. "They are impressed. They see that humans, when given proper support, can thrive in conditions that are challenging for other species. Your participation has provided valuable data, and they wish to continue studying this anomaly to better understand its benefits." Samuel felt a mix of exhaustion and exhilaration. He had not only survived the tests, but he had exceeded expectations. More importantly, he had proven something about humans. They were capable, adaptable, and remarkable. As the council session concluded, the members turned to Samuel. The prism-skinned one spoke again. "Dr. Hayes, you have contributed significantly to our understanding of your species. We hope that more humans will visit us in the future, so that we may continue learning. Your example demonstrates that humans are not only capable but extraordinary." Samuel bowed slightly, smiling. "Thank you. I am proud to represent my species. Lyra guided him back to the living quarters. The alien nurse looked at him with a mixture of admiration and curiosity. You handled yourself well, she said. Your body and mind exceeded expectations. You have shown the council something remarkable today. Samuel chuckled. I guess humans really can surprise even aliens. Lyra's eyes glimmered. Indeed. And this is only the beginning. We have much more to learn. And perhaps you, human, will help us understand the true potential of your species. That night, Samuel lay in his quarters, gazing out at the glowing landscape of Lyra 9. The turquoise rivers reflected the light of twin moons, and alien flora swayed gently in the wind. He thought about Earth, about the people who had raised him, and about humanity's capacity to endure, to innovate, and to survive. He realized something important. The anomaly in his body was only one part of the story. The real strength of humans lay in their determination, intelligence, and courage. That was what made them remarkable. And that was what impressed aliens across the galaxy. Tomorrow, the studies would continue. More tests, more observations, more opportunities to demonstrate human adaptability. But for now, Samuel allowed himself a moment of quiet pride. Humanity had a place among the stars, and he, a single human, had begun to show the galaxy why. Lyra 9 was no longer just a distant world. It was a stage where humans could shine, where their resilience and ingenuity could be appreciated by beings who had seen wonders across 1,000 worlds. And Samuel Hayes, ordinary in many ways, yet extraordinary in this moment, felt the thrill of being part of something far greater than himself. The adventure of discovery, understanding, and proving the remarkable nature of humans was only beginning, and Samuel was ready to face it, confident that the galaxy had yet to see the full potential of humanity. The next morning, Samuel Hayes woke to the soft hum of Lyra 9's atmosphere. Outside the window of his quarters, the planet stretched endlessly, towers of bioluminescent plants, rivers reflecting the light of twin moons, and creatures floating gracefully in the sky. He felt a mixture of excitement and nervousness. Today, he would participate in the next phase of the studies, collaborating directly with other alien researchers. Lyra arrived promptly. Her skin shimmered with gentle hues of blue and silver, reflecting her calm demeanor. Good morning, human, she said. Today, you will work with several specialists from different species. They are eager to see how your physiology interacts with their environments and technologies. Samuel nodded, trying to steady his nerves. He had already impressed the council, but working directly with multiple alien species was a new challenge. He reminded himself of something important. Humans had survived the harshest conditions on Earth, adapted to unpredictable climates, and solved problems no other species could. Perhaps that was what made them remarkable, and he was about to show it. The research chamber was enormous, a circular space with translucent walls that projected holographic data in every direction. Several alien scientists were already there, each representing a different species. Some were tall and crystalline, others small and covered in fine fur-like filaments, and a few had multiple limbs and eyes. They paused when Samuel entered, regarding him with curiosity and respect. This is Dr. Samuel Hayes from Earth, Lyra introduced him. His physiology contains a previously unrecorded anomaly, and he has demonstrated remarkable adaptability and resilience. You will be observing his responses to various challenges. One of the aliens stepped forward. It was a medium-sized being with luminous skin and a network of veins that pulsed softly. We have heard much about this human, it said. Let us see if he lives up to expectations. Samuel smiled politely. I will do my best, he said. The first task involved a multi-environment simulation. The chamber could replicate conditions from desert heat to Arctic cold, from high-pressure underwater environments to low-gravity zones. Samuel's body had already shown extraordinary adaptability during the council tests, but this was different. He would face rapid changes, one after another, without warning. Lyra guided him into the chamber. Focus on your instincts. Your body will adapt naturally, but pay attention to your balance and movements. Observe the environment and react logically. The simulation began. The temperature rose suddenly, and Samuel felt the heat pressing against him. He adjusted his breathing, lowered his posture slightly, and moved with care. Sensors recorded his heart rate, perspiration, muscle activity, and cellular responses. The alien scientists watched in awe as the anomaly in his lower torso contributed to his rapid adaptation, helping regulate energy and balance under the stress. The next phase dropped the temperature to below freezing. Samuel felt the cold, but his body compensated naturally. Circulation adjusted, skin temperature was maintained, and energy levels stayed stable. Lyra monitored the data, nodding. "Excellent response," she said. The chamber then simulated low gravity. Samuel had to move across platforms that floated mid-air. He instinctively adjusted his gait, using momentum efficiently. His body reacted before he consciously thought about the movement. The alien researchers' holographic displays showed real-time tracking of muscle coordination and neural response. "This human is extraordinary," whispered one alien with translucent wings. "He anticipates environmental changes instinctively. No other species demonstrates this level of preemptive adaptation." Samuel felt a surge of pride. Humans were problem solvers by nature. On Earth, they had built tools, shelters, and machines to survive in every imaginable environment. Now, far from home, his instincts and physiology were demonstrating the same ingenuity on a personal level. The next challenge involved interaction with alien technology. The researchers presented a series of complex devices designed for precise tasks under extreme conditions. Samuel had never used most of them. Yet his human problem-solving skills allowed him to adapt quickly. He observed patterns, experimented safely, and completed the tasks with efficiency. One alien, whose skin shimmered with hundreds of tiny reflective scales, leaned closer. "Fascinating. He not only adapts biologically, but cognitively. His mind solves problems using limited information and unexpected logic." Lyra smiled. "Humans are naturally curious. Observation and adaptation are key to their survival. Dr. Hayes demonstrates both in abundance." Samuel continued through each test with growing confidence. He navigated simulated storms, chemical variations in the air, and intricate coordination tasks requiring both precision and creativity. Each time, the anomaly in his body provided subtle advantages: better balance, endurance, and energy distribution, but it was his mind that impressed the aliens most. After hours of testing, the chamber paused, and the scientists convened for a discussion. Lyra turned to Samuel. "They want to see how you interact socially with alien species. Your next challenge is collaboration, solving a complex problem together. This will test both your adaptability and communication." Samuel nodded. "I'm ready." He was led to another chamber, larger and filled with alien researchers, gathered around a holographic table, displaying a simulated planetary ecosystem. The simulation depicted a planet under threat from environmental instability, a scenario designed to test problem-solving, teamwork, and cross-species collaboration. "The goal," Lyra explained, "is to stabilize this ecosystem, using the resources and knowledge each of you possess. Work together, combine strategies, and adapt as the simulation changes." The aliens began proposing solutions in rapid bursts of thought and language, some intuitive, some highly technical. Samuel listened carefully, analyzing each idea. Then he spoke. "If we combine your environmental sensors with a flexible feedback system, we can anticipate changes before they happen. Then we can direct the resources more efficiently, instead of reacting after problems arise." The aliens paused, impressed by the clarity of his suggestion. One of them, small and feathered, tilted its head. "Explain how humans could contribute to such a system." Samuel smiled. "Humans are good at predicting patterns and improvising solutions. We can bridge the gap between raw data and practical action. I can coordinate the inputs and suggest strategies in real time." The aliens agreed to try his plan. Using his coordination, They began to integrate the alien technologies with human intuition. The simulation shifted unpredictably: storms, temperature spikes, resource shortages, but Samuel and the team adapted quickly. Every time a challenge arose, he suggested new adjustments. The aliens followed, and the ecosystem stabilized. "This human is remarkable," whispered one of the crystalline members. "Not only does he survive extreme conditions, but he enhances the abilities of other species through reasoning and coordination." Samuel felt a sense of deep satisfaction. Humans were often underestimated in the galaxy. Many species assumed humans were weak, fragile, or unsophisticated. Yet here, he was demonstrating not just survival, but leadership, ingenuity, and teamwork. Humanity's strength lay in more than biology; it was in intelligence, creativity, and adaptability. Lyra observed the collaboration closely. Her respect for humans grew with every step. "He shows them what humans can do," she said softly. "Not just physically, but mentally. His species has the potential to contribute to the galaxy in ways we are only beginning to understand." The simulation concluded successfully. The aliens turned to Samuel, admiration evident in their gestures and tones. "We have learned more in this session than in many months of research," said the prism-skinned member. "Your species' combination of instinct, intelligence, and adaptability is extraordinary. You, Dr. Hayes, exemplify these traits." Samuel felt pride swelling in his chest. Humans had always faced incredible odds on Earth: climate disasters, disease, war, but they persisted. They adapted, solved problems, and found creative ways to survive. Now, across the stars, his species was being recognized for exactly those qualities. Later, as the day ended, Samuel returned to his quarters, exhausted but exhilarated. He reflected on the events of the day: the extreme environmental simulations, the collaborative problem-solving, and the subtle biological advantages his anomaly provided. All of it had contributed to a single, undeniable truth: humans were remarkable, capable, and essential. Lyra visited him one last time before he retired for the night. "You performed well today," she said. "Your body and mind exceeded all expectations. The council and the research team are already discussing how your example can inform further studies." Samuel chuckled. "I didn't realize being human could be so impressive." Lyra's eyes gleamed with amusement. "Impressive is only part of it. You remind us why your species survives, adapts, and thrives. That is something no other species can replicate exactly." Samuel smiled and looked out at Lyra 9's glowing landscape once more. The planet seemed alive, as if it acknowledged his presence and the significance of his species. Humans had been underestimated for too long, he thought. Here, far from Earth, he was showing the galaxy that they were capable, resilient, and creative. Tomorrow would bring new challenges, more tests, more collaboration, and more opportunities to demonstrate human potential. But tonight, he allowed himself to rest, confident that humans had earned recognition not through force, but through ingenuity, adaptability, and determination. The stars above Lyra 9 shone brightly, and Samuel Hayes knew that humanity's journey among them was just beginning. With every new test and challenge, humans would continue to prove that they were not only survivors, they were innovators, problem solvers, and, in ways even aliens could not fully comprehend, extraordinary. And in that thought, he found a quiet pride, a reassurance that humanity, against all odds, would always find a way to shine. The following day, Samuel Hayes awoke with a sense of anticipation. Today would be the final phase of his studies on Lyra 9, a day that could define not just his place among the alien scientists but humanity's reputation across the stars. After proving human adaptability, intelligence, and teamwork, he now faced a challenge that combined all those qualities: a breakthrough mission to save a simulated planetary ecosystem in real time. Lyra greeted him at the door of his quarters, her skin shimmering with soft green and silver tones, a sign of excitement in her species. "Good morning, Dr. Hayes," she said. "Today's simulation is unlike any previous test. It requires coordination, problem-solving, and rapid adaptability under pressure. The Council has high expectations, and the researchers are eager to see how a human can contribute. Samuel smiled. I'm ready. Humans are good under pressure. Let's show them what we can do. The chamber for the simulation was immense, far larger than the previous rooms. Holographic projections filled every corner, displaying a detailed planet with cities, forests, oceans, and alien life forms. The planet was experiencing severe environmental instability. Storms raged unpredictably. Volcanoes erupted, and parts of the ocean were rapidly heating. The goal was clear: stabilize the planet before the ecosystems collapsed completely. The Alien Council and scientists observed from a circular platform above the chamber. Samuel could feel their eyes on him, but he did not feel fear. Instead, he felt the pride of representing humanity. Humans had survived harsh conditions on Earth, solved problems other species thought impossible, and now, he would prove their value on a galactic stage. Lyra guided him to a central control panel. Your task is to coordinate the species' abilities, predict environmental changes, and implement solutions efficiently. You may use the data we provide, but your instincts will be just as important. The simulation began. Instantly, alarms sounded, signaling a massive storm forming over a major alien city. Samuel quickly assessed the data. We need to divert atmospheric energy to reduce wind speeds, he said. He directed the alien researchers to adjust their devices accordingly. Some were hesitant, unfamiliar with his suggestions, but he explained clearly and logically. Using observation and deduction, slowly, the storm's intensity began to decrease. The Council murmured in astonishment. Samuel's coordination of the alien technologies and intuitive solutions worked seamlessly. Next, the ocean began heating rapidly, threatening coastal life forms. Samuel noticed a pattern in the temperature changes that the alien sensors had not predicted. We need to redistribute thermal energy through localized energy fields, he said. If we redirect the heat gradually, the ecosystems can stabilize without further damage. The aliens followed his instructions. Samuel guided them through calculations, adjustments, and careful timing. Within minutes, the ocean temperatures began to normalize. The Council's admiration grew. They were witnessing human problem-solving at its finest. Suddenly, volcanic activity threatened a densely populated area. Multiple eruptions occurred simultaneously. Samuel paused, thinking quickly. We can't stop the eruptions entirely, he said, but we can divert lava flow into uninhabited zones using force field channels and natural terrain. That way, the impact on life forms is minimized. Working with the alien specialists, Samuel implemented the plan. Lava was redirected, and the destruction was limited. The Council observed the results with growing amazement. Samuel's combination of biological resilience, environmental awareness, and rapid logical thinking was unprecedented. Throughout the simulation, unexpected events continued to test the team. Meteor showers, sudden wind shifts, and fluctuating atmospheric pressures challenged the group constantly. Yet Samuel's calm leadership allowed each alien researcher to contribute their strengths efficiently, while his human intuition anticipated problems before they became critical. One of the Council members, whose crystalline skin reflected the entire simulation in prismatic light, leaned forward. This human is exceptional. Not only does he adapt, but he enhances the capabilities of others. His species' ingenuity amplifies the efficiency of our technology. Lyra observed Samuel with pride. This is what I hope to demonstrate, she said softly. Humans have an unmatched combination of adaptability, intelligence, and collaboration. Dr. Hayes shows that humans can solve complex problems that many species find impossible. Hours passed, yet Samuel remained focused. Unlike other species, humans thrived under pressure, drawing energy and motivation from challenges. Every new crisis within the simulation became an opportunity to innovate, to find solutions that others had not considered. He leveraged pattern recognition, deductive reasoning, and human creativity to stabilize the planetary ecosystem. Finally, after a series of carefully coordinated maneuvers, the simulation reached equilibrium. The storms calmed, oceans stabilized, volcanic activity subsided, and the planet's life forms flourished once more. The holographic display shimmered in celebration of their success. The council members erupted in approval, exchanging gestures and sounds that conveyed awe and admiration. Samuel allowed himself a small smile, a sense of satisfaction filling him. He had not only survived the simulation, he had excelled, guiding alien species to success with the tools and instincts humans naturally possessed. One council member, translucent and winged, approached him. "Dr. Hayes, your performance has exceeded all expectations. Your species' combination of mental acuity, biological resilience, and creativity is extraordinary. We underestimated humans, but now, we see their true potential." Another, smaller and covered in fine filaments, added, "You have demonstrated that humans are not just adaptable. They are innovators, problem solvers, and leaders. This is a rare trait across the galaxy." Lyra stepped forward, her voice filled with admiration. "You have proven that humans deserve recognition not just as a species, but as contributors to galactic understanding. Your efforts today will inform research and collaboration for decades to come." Samuel felt a deep sense of pride. Humanity had long been underestimated, dismissed by more advanced species as fragile or unsophisticated. Yet here, on Lyra 9, he had demonstrated the truth. Humans were resilient, intelligent, and capable of leadership under extreme conditions. Their creativity, combined with instinct and courage, allowed them to thrive where others might fail. As the council concluded the session, one member spoke formally. "Dr. Hayes, the council hereby recognizes the contributions of your species to interstellar science. Humans are now considered valuable collaborators, and your example will guide future research partnerships. Your anomaly is remarkable, but it is your mind, adaptability, and ingenuity that truly distinguish your species." Samuel bowed, humbled by the recognition. "Thank you," he said. "It is an honor to represent humanity." Lyra guided him back to his quarters. The alien nurse looked at him with genuine respect. "You have shown them the essence of humanity," she said. "Your courage, creativity, and intelligence have left a lasting impression. The galaxy will not underestimate humans again." Samuel laughed softly. "I hope not. We've worked hard to survive, and we've learned a lot along the way. It feels good to have that recognized." As night fell on Lyra 9, Samuel stood by the window, gazing at the glowing landscape of the planet. Rivers reflected the twin moons, and the alien flora pulsed gently with life. He thought about Earth, about the humans who had faced impossible odds and still persevered. All the challenges humanity had overcome, from natural disasters to conflicts, had shaped a species capable of ingenuity, creativity, and resilience. He realized that the anomaly in his body, while remarkable, was only a part of the story. The true strength of humans lay in their minds, their determination, and their ability to work together. That combination allowed them to survive, adapt, and even thrive in environments that others considered impossible. Samuel's mind wandered to the future. He imagined more humans exploring the galaxy, learning from alien species, and sharing knowledge in return. He imagined humans collaborating on solutions to challenges no one had faced before, bringing their unique perspective to problems that seemed insurmountable. Lyra 9 had been the first stage of this journey. Through the simulations, the environmental challenges, and the collaborative problem-solving, Samuel had proven one undeniable truth. Humans were extraordinary, and the galaxy was beginning to see it. Lyra approached one last time, her skin shimmering softly. "Rest now, Dr. Hayes. Tomorrow, we begin the final reports. But today, you have made history. You have shown the Council what humans are capable of. That is no small accomplishment." Samuel smiled and turned back to the window. "I suppose humans really can make a difference," he said quietly. Yes, Lyra agreed. And you, as an individual, have proven the best of what your species can offer. As Samuel lay down that night, he felt a profound sense of pride and purpose. Humanity had a place among the stars, not by force or conquest, but by ingenuity, resilience, and collaboration. They were problem solvers, leaders, and innovators, capable of facing challenges that no other species could. And Samuel Hayes, a single human on Lyra 9, had helped the galaxy realize that truth. The stars outside the window sparkled brightly, as if acknowledging the arrival of a species that had always been underestimated but would now shine across the universe. Humanity's journey had just begun, and Samuel knew that their potential was limitless. For the first time, he felt the full weight of the HFY moment. Humans, despite their flaws and limitations, were extraordinary, and the galaxy would never forget it.